Ideas are funny, isn't it? Like, there are moments where I could feel like this. Moments where you interrupt your partner because you have an idea.
Like that would be better because it's like a fantasy.
Oh my god, wait.
What?
I have another idea. Holy shit. Or when you're looking for the idea you thought you wrote down. I'm gonna do the idea with the grocery store. Wait, which idea was that? And where did I write it? Or when you just can't focus on one idea. Okay, no. I'm gonna do this idea. These two, it goes together and it. No wait. Oh my god, wait. I have another idea. There are times where you could feel overwhelmed, like when you have too many ideas all at once, or when you're at a standstill and try to force it out like this. Like when you're hoping that the coffee helps generate ideas. Coffee helps me with ideas. Or literally forcing them out of your head and even just sitting around waiting for them. So I'm showing moments where we literally have no ideas at all and you end up trying too hard and then you force yourself into some sort of overwhelming feeling of not being good enough. Okay, it's not that we ever run out of ideas, because it is okay to have moments where ideas aren't naturally produced and you end up forcing yourself and all of a sudden you take the fun away from it. And then your idea never sees the light of day. What I'm saying is, when we have an idea, right? You know, when it gets downloaded into our heads or brains or minds, we should act on it fairly quickly before we start to overthink, right? Because that indeed will kill the idea quicker than anything else. Keep in mind though, that generating ideas is a skill that can be developed with practice and persistence. Okay, pause, wait. Rewind real quick. What if we perceive it like this? You might be sitting, waiting for your coffee, lost in a thought as the aroma of freshly brewed coffee dances in the air. Or perhaps you find yourself gazing out of a window where the world beyond unfolds in a symphony of colors and movement. It is in these moments of quiet contemplation that ideas have a way of finding you. What's up everyone? If you're new here, my name is Desiree Lacapture, aka Lacapture. I'm a filmmaker and content creator sharing all tips, tricks, and hacks with you. Those scenes pretty much explains how I be feeling as a creator, whether it's too many ideas coming in at the same time and don't know how to handle it, or when I'm really just completely stuck with creative blocks. So whether it's too many ideas or no ideas, I'll be sharing a few tips that have helped me so far in seeing through an idea rather than A, getting distracted by another one, or B, losing hope and just not seeing any of them through. Having too many ideas can be overwhelming, but it's also not a bad thing at all. We just have to make sure we're able to manage them. So here are a few ways that you could do that. Number one, evaluate your ideas and identify the ones that align with your goals, values, and resources. So prioritize the most promising or impactful ideas and set aside or even postpone the other ones for later consideration. Next one, break them down. Instead of trying to tackle all ideas simultaneously, break them down into smaller, manageable tasks, right? Like focus on one idea at a time, give it your full attention, and then move on to the next idea. I used to, or even sometimes still, get so overwhelmed wanting to pursue all ideas at once, right? But I have to remind myself to take a step back and look at which feels more doable and worth more value to the audience. So I tend to take it a week at a time with these long form videos that I post here on YouTube. There's a reason why we want to pursue all ideas at once, right? Maybe it's because someone else will come up with an idea and already do it. Maybe you're scared to lose that spark and passion you have for the idea. Or 3, just the fear of not getting it done. Honestly, those are my thoughts sometimes, but I've learned how to really practice and take a step back from it and be like, look, it's fine. It'll be produced when it should and if it even should. Like I mentioned earlier, keep a record. Maintain a journal or a document where you can jot down all of your ideas. This way, you won't feel so overwhelmed trying to remember every detail, and then that way you could revisit them later when you have more time or resources to dedicate to a new project. Lastly, recognize that not all ideas need to be pursued immediately or in their original form, or honestly, ever at all. So embrace where you can refine and evolve your ideas over time. So this allows you to focus on a few core ideas while gradually incorporating new elements or other things into your projects. So for me personally, so many ideas have been downloaded into my head and I've written them all down. 80% of them have not been pursued. So it is okay to let go of ideas that don't feel worth pursuing. It is better to let go than to string on and let it burn you out. Remember, having too many ideas can be a sign of creativity and innovation, but it's essential to manage them effectively to avoid feeling overwhelmed and to make meaningful progress on the ideas that matter the most to you. All right, on the other hand, we all experience creative blocks. So where we're wanting to create anything but probably don't have the energy to do so, or ideas don't feel worth pursuing. So here's some practices to get your creative juices flowing. First one, change your environment. I've mentioned this before, but move to a different physical space or go for a walk outdoors. So a change of scenery can stimulate your senses and bring on like fresh inspiration. So for example, sometimes I take just my laptop or something to a library or cafe, and that honestly helps me because I'm in a new space. Next one, seek inspiration. Engage in activities that inspire you, such as reading books, watching movies, listening to music, or exploring art. Basically, expose yourself to different forms of creativity to trigger new ideas. All right, brainstorming. Grab a pen and paper and write down any and every idea that comes to mind, regardless of how feasible or practical it may seem. Because to be honest, quantity matters more than quality at this stage, especially if you're just trying to get them creative juices flowing in. I mean, heck, at this point, honestly, just write anything and everything that comes to mind, because that in itself is a form of release, which can be super helpful. Okay, this one is super, super important. I'm always preaching it because this is something I'm practicing myself. Take a break, people. We deserve it to rejuvenate our mind, body, and soul to feel refreshed and ready to come back better than ever. Because sometimes taking a break from actively seeking ideas and forcing them can actually help. So engage in different activities, relax even, or do something enjoyable. Often, ideas come when you least expect them and when you're just kind of doing mundane and random things that you would do, or just simply having fun. All right, like I mentioned earlier, I tend to write down my ideas in a notebook, so keep an idea journal. Maybe carry around a notebook or use a note-taking app to jot down any ideas that come to you throughout the day, right? Immediately as the idea comes through, write it down or type it in so you don't forget. And even reviewing your previous ideas can help trigger new ones. Remember, generating ideas is a skill that can be grown with practice, right? Don't be afraid to experiment, embrace failure, and keep trying. So I heard something recently, and I hope this helps you because it definitely put me in perspective. And it said, one person said, I failed 3,000 times before making it. But I don't think so. It just took 3,000 plans and steps to get here. So think about that. When you think you failed, you haven't. It's just a step needed to learn and to get to where you want to be. All right, y'all, I'm gonna end it with that quote. So think about it. I hope you took something away from this video. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications on because y'all already know I'm coming in hot with some fire content. I appreciate y'all so much. Take that break, pursue that idea, and go be great. I'll see y'all at the next video. Peace.